How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk a little bit deeper about Virginia's current Democrat Governor Ralph Northam, the crazy abortion comments that he made, and also the racist yearbook picture that was discovered from his medical school time in the year 1984. Now, he's come out and said that's not him in his yearbook picture in the blackface and or the KKK costume, but he did say that same year, he put on some black face paint and impersonated Michael Jackson. It was hilarious. During the press conference, they were saying, can you still hit the moonwalk? He almost did it, but his wife interjected and said, no, it's not appropriate. I wish he didn't, because that would have been fantastic for memes, but I'll leave that right there for now. As a result of all that I just mentioned, his party is saying you need to go right now. The former governor of Virginia, Terry McAuliffe, who was a governor while Northam was a lieutenant governor, says he needs to retire, resign, whatever the case may be. Democrats, Republicans are all saying you got to go. There is a complication with that, though. In Virginia, as in most states, you have a succession. If the current governor passes away, resigns, or whatever, there's going to be somebody to replace him that's currently in office under the governor. That person would be Justin Fairfax. However, Justin Fairfax has his own controversy, and that is a sexual assault allegation from 2004. Now, this has much more evidence on it than Brett Kavanaugh, but I would not say he did it. I don't know if he did do it, didn't do it, or whatever. As of right now, it's only an allegation, and I can't say innocent until proven guilty for those that I like. It has to be extended to everybody. But there is more evidence here, in essence, than there was for Brett Kavanaugh. Brett Kavanaugh came out and said, I don't know this woman. I've never touched her before. I didn't do it. He categorically denied anything to do with any of the women that came out and said that he allegedly sexually assaulted them. He also had 100 women come out and speak on stage, on television, in his favor. He also had evidence that said he was not even there at this particular party in question. When you're talking about Christine Blasey-Ford, he had documents that said he was not there in his calendar, in his diary and whatnot. You know, the media talking about, oh, it's creepy, it's weird, all this and that. But we'll leave that right there for now. I just wanted to get that out the way. Justin Fairfax, however, did say he had a consensual sexual encounter with this woman in 2004 at the DNC. But she's saying that it was not consensual. And we have a problem here because one person is saying one thing, one person is saying something else. Now, this story was known to the media at least 1 year ago, according to Justin Fairfax.
The allegation is completely false, as was indicated in our statement. And if you read through the story, you'll see it's completely uncorroborated. And the fact that they would run a story on an uncorroborated allegation from now 15 years ago tells you exactly what the smear is all about. And so we have laid out our facts in our case. In fact, this person a year ago came to the Washington Post with this very same allegation. They investigated it for several months, and then they made the decision not to publish the story because it was not credible, because it was uncorroborated, and what we know is that it's false and defamatory. And so this person then went into hiding and laid low in the weeds, and then the second that this issue popped up here in Virginia, and there's a lot of media attention, crops back up with the same false allegation and uses others to get it out into the mainstream of the media.
Now, why would the Washington Post hold on to that story and not publish it, but yet Washington Post, CNN, CBS have no issue publishing anything to do with Brett Kavanaugh? Now, people in the government leaking stuff to the media, leaking stuff to government officials and all kind of things like that. Why are these things treated with such carelessness and allowed to be out there about Brett Kavanaugh right before he's to become the next Supreme Court justice? But when you're talking about Justin Fairfax, the year ago he's probably talking about is 14 months ago, which would put it right before the election in November 2017. See, I like how he said that. He said 1 year ago, because that could be after the election, but I think it was before the election, not 12 months ago, 14 months ago. But they held on to it, investigated it, and didn't put it out there. They squashed the story. Now, Washington Post, I mean, do you have that same level of restraint and control when it comes to conservatives, when it comes to Brett Kavanaugh? I don't think you do. You publish stories talking about believe all women, hashtag believe women. Well, what about in this case with Justin Fairfax? Now, again, I'm not saying you should believe anybody that says anything. I say do some research, investigate it, and find out what's going on. But keep the same energy when you're talking about Republicans too that you have with Democrats. If you did not allow the story to come out because there was not enough evidence to support it on the Democrat side, let's have that same thing be the case for the Republican side. Everybody, I don't care if you non-party affiliated, independent, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, let's have that same standard be for everybody, okay? Let's not use the media as a weapon against the people, as a weapon against political opponents. Let's have the media be as impartial as possible. You can have a bias in a particular slant in the way you report things, but don't actively be out there doing things to hurt people of a particular group. Just keep it even, all right? Investigate before you just put stuff out there to damage someone. Now, the report has come out now because he may be the next governor. So it's got to come out now. Somebody leaked it. And we're also in this phase of the Democrats being on trial. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on. I think somebody from Chuck Schumer's team had a sexual assault allegation against them, and that's out there. So people are putting pressure on the other side to be more responsible. And that may kind of be going on, but I think it's because it's a big spotlight on them right now. I just want to see how the media is going to treat this, how your Kamala Harris's of the world that believe the Brett Kavanaugh accusers are going to treat this, how the talking heads on the Clinton News Network, I mean, CNN are going to talk about this, your Angela Rye's, et cetera, et cetera. How are they going to react to Justin Fairfax having a sexual assault allegation? As I close, I want to say this. A lot of these media people are totally actors. They're hypocritical. Angela Rye will get on a Brett Kavanaugh for allegations against him, but will defend her friend Charlamagne the Guy that admitted to rape on the radio, who had an accuser come out and said that she was the rape victim. So if you want to defend him, talking about us, my brother, this, that, and the third, if you want to defend him and you don't want to get on Justin Fairfax for that allegation against him, then keep that same energy when it comes to Brett Kavanaugh. Don't pick and choose. And if you do, then we know that the media is biased, okay? In a serious way, not just in I'm a conservative and you're a liberal or vice versa, biased in the way of I will tell the police that you did something that I don't know if you did or not, but I won't tell on this guy over here because I'm biased. A dangerous form of bias should not be tolerated at all. Let's have everything be treated the same and not have one above the other. So what do you think? Do you think Justin Fairfax will get treated much differently than Brett Kavanaugh? I think that he will, because the media, they're all in the bag of the liberal Democrats, of Washington, D.C., of the whole nine. Do you think that Ralph Northam will actually have to leave office? I think that he might. But what could be happening right now is media trying to drown the story out so it gets less attention. And then after a while, people will forget about it. OK, there are protests going on right now outside of the governor's mansion in Richmond, and I'm not really sure when they're going to die down. That might cause a problem. If the pressure is kept on Ralph Northam, he may be forced to resign. But Justin Fairfax is going to have his own problems with the whole sexual assault allegation. Now, the man is married with kids. I've not heard anybody speak on his behalf except for Justin Fairfax. So we'll see what happens with that. If he's not able to be the governor, Fairfax that is, after the possible resignation from Ralph Northam, you would have Mark Herring, the current attorney general, come out. I think Mark Herring came out and said that Northam should resign. I'm not quite sure about that, but if I find that information, I'll put that in the box for you. Mark Herring is worse than I think all of them, because not only is he a proponent of abortion, late term or whatever, he is also a gun grabber. That's a whole different ball of wax, and I'll leave that right there for now. I just want to know your thoughts. Do you think that anybody's going to resign? Do you think who's going to be the next governor? I ask you that. Who's going to be the next governor? Is it going to be Northam? Is it going to be Mark Herring? Is it going to be Justin Fairfax? Is it going to be Terry McAuliffe? Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.